Christian Mbilli, lightning fast, powerful, and unfailingly precise. Fans call him solid, and rightfully so. 28 wins, 23 of them by knockout. Among experts, he's known as the French Mike Tyson. He's already on Canelo Alvarez's radar and ready to break into the world boxing elite. Will he make it?
He started very young. I think he was 16 years old.
15,
15 years old. He have a lot of fight now. I think his performance he's going down, but he's still very dangerous. I think it's perfect timing for me to beat him.
Dubbed the French Mike Tyson, Christian Mbilli has quickly ascended to the top of the super middleweight division. He's now earned a shot at the king of the super middleweight division himself, Canelo Alvarez. The French Cameroonian boxer being compared to the boxing legend comes as a major surprise, considering he's not been in the limelight like other young boxing stars. However, he does have quite a few traits which he's adopted from the legend and is evident in his fighting style. Much like a young Iron Mike, Mbilli relies on relentless, aggressive forward movement to break down his opponents. He operates with a high-volume offense, pushing forward into pocket-range exchanges where he throws rapid, heavy-handed punch combinations. His strategy is built on overwhelming psychological and physical pressure, continuously cutting off the ring and forcing his opponents backward until he finds the opening for a devastating knockout hook.
I mean, hell of a fight. Back and forth war, and Mbilli showed his durability. He showed the variety of his punches. He showed his gas tank. He's got a great engine on him. He really goes and goes and goes. He's durable. He's in your face. He throws a ton of punches.
Because of this dangerous, high-risk style and an impressive undefeated record heavily stacked with knockouts, Mbilli has long been considered a high-risk, low-reward opponent. Analysts and fans have frequently noted that he has been avoided by the division's elite, who have looked the other way rather than step into the ring with such a high-intensity brawler. However, his status as an avoided contender is shifting as he moves closer to the absolute top tier of the weight class, bringing his Tyson-esque bad intentions directly to the grandest stages of professional boxing.
You had an incredible fight last time out with Lester Martinez. You're now WBC champion, and you've chose the toughest defense that you could possibly have against Canelo Alvarez. How did that come around?
It was a surprise for us because we have a call of His Excellency Turkey. He called my promoter Camille Stefan that the one to fight us, and was very surprised, but he was happy.
Styles make fights. This one is going to be explosive. You're both going to go head to head. You fancy your chances?
Of course, it will be an amazing fight. It will be a crazy show. Be ready.
Christian, what did you make of Canelo's defeat to Crawford?
Can you repeat?
What do you think of his defeat to Crawford?
Look here. It was a good news for the super middleweight division.
He's not been stopped in any of his fights. Do you think you could be the first man to do that?
Everything can happen. Everything can happen. Everything can happen in September. I think I can drop him. I can win by knockout. He can win by knockout too. But everything can happen.
Christian, you made comment about his age. Do you feel he's slowing down? Do you feel this is the right time to get a big victory over Canelo?
Of course, I think it's perfect timing for me to take this fight because everybody has saw his 3-4 last fight. He's still dangerous, but less dangerous than 5-10 years ago.
Do you think you still get a lot of credit for getting the victory over Canelo because, as you say, you feel he's not as good as he once was?
Of course, of course.
In his last 4 fights, he's fought a combined record of 160-0. That's still a very good record. Did you say you saw him slowing down in his last fight against Terence Crawford? What makes you think that he was slowing down?
Because maybe not before Crawford too. His last fight with Munguia, with Berlanga, like 10 or 5 years ago, he can stop boxing like a fighter like Berlanga or Munguia, and everybody has seen that he slowed down. He don't have any like that snap, that type of power he had with Golovkin or another fighter.
Do you think he's avoiding benefit?
Christian Mbilli is more than excited about this matchup. In his latest interview on the Ring podcast, Mbilli expressed his happiness about finally having the opportunity to fight Canelo. The 31-year-old was eager to fight the Mexican for a long time, but he and his team had to wait since Canelo was scheduled to fight Terence Crawford in the biggest fight in boxing last year. Mbilli also touched on fight negotiations for his upcoming fight, explaining how tough it was, but now that the contract is signed and the dates are fixed, he's up for the challenge.
It was a surprise for me when they asked for the fight, but I'm very happy to fight Canelo for my next fight.
Did you have before Terence Crawford announced his retirement, were you thinking there might be a chance you might fight Crawford since he had all the titles?
Maybe everything was possible, but he was waiting for Crawford. But some people say he's gonna retire, some people say he's gonna stay, but we was waiting for him.
Now, you've been waiting for an opportunity like this your entire career. How quick did you sign that contract when it came over?
The contract was not seen very quick because negotiation was very hard. My team was working for this fight. We are waiting for this fight along of many years before, and we stay active. We take a lot of fight, a lot of boxer, difficult fight, and when the fight come, my team was like they make sure that I have a good contract, and after contract negotiation finish, we sign very fast.
During the interview, Mbilli made a surprising comment regarding Canelo's age and why this is the right time for him to fight Canelo. He feels that fighting a boxer who's just been out of surgery gives him the perfect advantage. Mbilli quickly contracted his initial comment by stating that despite his age, Canelo is still a dangerous fighter. Nevertheless, he's looking to prove his worth in the ring and wants to give Canelo Alvarez the best he has.
Did you see, some people said after the fight, obviously, a lot of critics were like, maybe he's finally getting to his age. He started very young, as a teenager. He's not old in terms of age, but he started much earlier than most fighters would go pro. Did you see anything in yourself as a fighter that said, what I see might be a little bit of a step off?
Of course. He started very young. I think he was 16 years old.
15
years old. He have a lot of fight now. I think his performance he's going down, but he's still very dangerous. I think it's perfect timing for me to beat him.
Some critics say you have the perfect style for him, and then other critics are saying after a year off and elbow surgery, this is not the kind of fighter he may want to get in the ring with, who's going to go right to him in the first round and throw 100 punches around.
Of course, I think I'm very dangerous fighter for him, and but I have to be careful too because he's Canelo. He's not like a small boxer, but I think I will make a very statement with this fight, and I'm very dangerous for.
Mbilli also revealed his game plan to tackle Canelo in the ring. Mbilli is a unique boxer with his own peculiar fighting style, and Canelo is going to find it tough in the early rounds to figure out Mbilli. He also possesses a granite chin that Canelo is going to find hard to break. Mbilli knows it's not going to be an easy night for the Mexican superstar and plans to use his skills to his best advantage.
I'm going to put more pressure, more combination, and I'm going to work my defense too. but you know, I'm in the ring to put great show, to make an amazing fight, and it will be the same for Canelo.
I think Canelo hasn't fought anyone with close to your style, in my opinion, probably since maybe someone like a James Kirkland at 154 pounds, but you're a lot bigger and a lot more intelligent in the way you fight than Kirkland. He was very reckless, and I think you have a better chin.
Of course, I have a better chin. I think, yeah, physically, yeah.
Do you think because Canelo, traditionally in his fights, he likes to start slow, takes, a couple of rounds, examine his opponents, and usually his opponents let him. Because of age and what you've seen, you have to be the regular Christian Mbilli from the first second and test the veteran's legs out and his stamina to see if you could deal with those 100 punches around.
I will not change anything, I will throw punch the first second and the last second of the fight, and I hope he will be ready, because it will be an amazing fight for him. I think he will regret to be in the ring.
During the interview, Mbilli also dropped cues for Canelo to be wary of his non-stop pressure and high-volume punching, stating that these will be too much for Canelo to handle. He believes Canelo has never faced an opponent with his level of relentless aggression. When discussing his last outing against Lester Martinez, where he earned a draw, Mbilli admits he was far from his best due to a grueling 6-month training camp and zero rest before taking the short-notice undercard slot. He felt he fought at just 15% of his actual ability, suffering from drained energy and compromised stamina. He asserts that with proper rest, he would have easily destroyed Martinez.
With Canelo, what do you think you do best that he won't be able to deal with, that he may not have seen before with his opponents, especially at super middleweight?
My aggressivity, my pressure. He never fight people who throw a lot of punch like me and put a lot of pressure. And I think, yeah, physically I'm going to destroy him.
Your last time out, you were with Lester Martinez, which was a tough fight. He's also very skilled, very tough fighter, and it was one of the better fights last year. It was a contender for many people for Fight of the Year. It wasn't the outcome you wanted. Obviously, you and your team felt strongly you should have gotten the decision. Is there still unfinished business there down the line?
Yeah, for this fight, I was not ready. I was not maybe in 15% of my ability, like my energy. I make a great training camp, but before this fight, I have made like 6 months of training camp before my last fight, and between my two fights, I was not have time to rest, and we have big opportunity to fight in undercut of Canelo and Crawford. We say yes, but I was not ready for this fight. I think if I had like 2-3 months of rest before the fight, it will be completely different fight. I think I will be able to destroy him like I do every time.
So did you feel like, as the fight went on, like a difference in your stamina and your endurance that you haven't felt because of the circumstances you just described?
Yeah. I was not 100% to this fight, and for sure, 100%.
Because I remember watching it up close, and I was very up close. I was like, wow, this fight's even better than I anticipated.
Yeah. And I was only 15% of my ability. If you see, if I was like 100%, it would be different.
Christian Mbilli is eager to earn a historic victory over Canelo, and experts think that he might very well do the unthinkable. Former boxing pro Sergio Mora, meanwhile, warned Canelo about fighting Christian Mbilli. Mora warned that Christian Mbilli presents a highly dangerous matchup for Canelo Alvarez. He described Mbilli as a physical tank who stays glued to his opponent's chest, fights aggressively from both stances, and brings relentless power that makes it hard to look good against him. Mora noted that Canelo is an older, war-torn, flat-footed fighter with 75 professional bouts who now prefers imposing his aura rather than engaging in grueling dogfights. Because Canelo won't box or move, Mora expects a highly physical, dangerous night.
Between Lester Martinez and Mbilli, I much rather him fight Lester Martinez. Both of them are similar in stature, but Lester Martinez is more of a boxer where he can give you chances of him pulling back and you can crack him. And Mbilli stays in your chest. He's a fucking tank. He stays in your chest. He squares up. He fights from the southpaw stance, left-handed stance. Hard to look good against guys like that, and a natural, bigger fighter. That's going to be a tougher fight for Canelo. And at this stage of Canelo's career, he doesn't like physical fights. He likes to impose his aura. He likes to impose his reputation. Guys to be intimidated. Ain't going to be Christian Mbilli. Mbilli has power, aggression, and he's ready for this moment, ready for the payday. It's going to be a tough fight for Canelo. Mark my words, man. Tough fight for Canelo.
And it's something else. Just it speaks to who Canelo still is, though. When you talk about a guy like Canelo Alvarez coming back against a guy like Mbilli, I mean, just lost by the skin of his teeth the last time out versus Martinez.
It was a draw.
It was a draw, exactly. But what do you think has to happen? And it's weird because it feels like he lost. But because I guess where Lester went on to achieve glory. But what do you think that Canelo has to do to look good versus Mbilli? What do you think he should be working on right now to come back strong?
Look, man, the only way to make it an easy night against a style like Mbilli is boxing. Canelo's not a boxer. Canelo's not going to be moving. Canelo's a flat-footed fighter. He's an older flat-footed fighter with 75 damn professional fights. He's been fighting professionally since he was 15. He's war-torn. The last thing you want is to be war-torn, to have physical ailments, and be in there in a physical fight with an undefeated puncher that's hungry for this moment. You got to give it to Canelo for stepping up. They must have paid him a huge amount of money, that Saudi money, to step in with Mbilli. It's a dangerous fight for him, man. This is a dangerous, dangerous fight.
Jos Benavidez Sr., father of David Benavidez, mocked Canelo for accepting this fight in Saudi Arabia, of all places, for Mexican Independence Day, one of the biggest holidays in the country. While stating that Canelo might win this fight, he dismissed that Canelo has any influence in the sport. Jose Benavidez feels that Canelo's era is over, and that David Benavidez has taken that place. He further criticized Canelo, calling him old and finished as a boxer, noting a clear decline in his reflexes, speed, power, and legs. He further added that this fight was handpicked by him and his promoters, and that fans do not want to see Canelo's unexciting handpicked matchups anymore.
Doesn't make sense. That's not a real fight. So real fighters fight real fights.
But since you know how the date is opening up, would you like to, cement September and May for you guys?
We're taking over. May and September. We're taking over.
Jose, do you think that was strategic of them to try to, wait for this weekend, right? First he announced that he's coming to the fight, then he announced, his next fight, kind of seeming to ride the coattails a little bit of David?
I think he's chasing cloud, to be honest, to promote his fight and do more appearances. We know where Canelo's going. He was pound per pound. He's not even ranking the rankings right now, so I think we're all going to go through that stage, and I think his era is done, Reflexes, speed, power, legs are not there. So we see a Canelo declining little by little, and now he's trying to get some clout to promote his fight.
With his skills diminishing, like in your opinion, how does the Mbilli fight play out? Because Mbilli is a tough guy, right?
To be honest, it could be another loss for him. Like I said, Mbilli is a little bit fresher, but I don't think he's an elite fighter. At the end of the day, they're trying to put fighters that he can beat, not guaranteed, but fighters that are not. Nobody wants to see that fight. It's not an exciting fight. He doesn't bring any more excitement to the fight. He hasn't brought any excitement to the fights. So Cinco de Mayo is open for a great opportunity for the Mexican Monster. We are gonna look spectacular. We can't just win a fight. We gotta look spectacular in order to show the people that we belong here. And we're taking over September also.
boxing trainer Manny Robles recently shared his opinion on the fight, and he warned Canelo that Christian Mbilli isn't going to be an easy fight. He had good words to say about both boxers and praised Canelo for fighting again despite the defeat to Terrence Crawford. He believes this is an exciting fight with both boxers having equal shot at winning this one.
Canelo versus Mbilli as well. Obviously he returns from the defeat to Terrence Crawford after, I guess, a year out. I can't remember the last time Canelo really had a year out the ring. But yeah, how do you feel about his return against Dave?
Canelo's not taking an easy fight, is he?
Yeah.
And Billy's no pushover.
Yeah.
And Billy's a very, very good fighter. Tough, come forward. I believe Canelo's going to have a sense for sure.
Yeah,
but Canelo's Canelo.
Yeah.
You know, definitely one of the best fighters in the world.
Yeah, brilliant.
Proven to be, you know, one of the best. Nothing but good things to say about Canelo and Billy again. Good fighter, and I'll definitely be tuning in for that one.
Boxing world has vastly different opinions regarding this fight. While one side believes this is an easy fight for Canelo to make a comeback and become world champion again, the other side feels that Canelo is walking into a trap that could ruin his legacy forever. But what do you think of Canelo's boxing return? Can he reclaim the titles he lost? Who do you have winning the fight in September? Drop your predictions in the comments. That's all for today. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon so you never miss our upcoming videos. Stay tuned, and we will catch you in the next video.